I get the honor to have Carlos and Emily here, the Pinedos, to join me for a conversation around how God has been moving in your lives. And it is an honor, first off, to have you sit here and share your story. You guys have been a part of our church for over 15 years, and I would love just to begin to unpack a bit of the Pinedo story, and really focus in on how you have grown in the area of generosity, giving, and how the Lord has moved even in your finances. And so let's go and lean into that story. Take us back. Emily, I'll start with you. Take us back to those early years of marriage and even finances and how that came together.
Well, Carlos and I married really young. We were very much in love, but we just weren't prepared for the responsibility and the financial hardships that were going to come our way. So even though we loved each other, there was a lot of intense moments and stress around finance.
Mm-hmm. There's a moment of real setback, real struggle. You're close to bankruptcy at a point in your marriage and family, and just walk me through how difficult that was for your family, for your faith. Yeah. What was that like?
I can remember being at the grocery store. I want to say this without crying, but I still remember it today. Not being able to pay for the food, and an employee kindly but taking the cart away, and I walked out of there with just so much shame, just thinking, how's this my life? How did this happen?
I remember when I started telling my testimony, when I decided to trust in God, and shortly before I got baptized here at Fellowship Church, is when all that was happening. So we were going through the most difficult financial and at least professionally. We had some work changes and things in our lives. Shortly after, I said, "Okay, God, I'm going to trust you." So it really was a test of our trust in God and our faith journey, because it wasn't, I don't know, Skittles and rainbows when they said, "Okay, Lord, I'm all in."
Wow.
We went through the tough times before we saw the better times.
With all the financial struggle, there came a lot of anxiety and fear. And getting to this point of tithing when you weren't sure will there be enough money at the end of the month for all the bills took me and Carlos from that fear of lacking. And what if we can't pay the groceries? What if, the electric gets turned off again? It set aside the fear, and we said, okay, we're going to let faith shine through.
Wow.
And God, we're going to trust you. And even if it's hard, we're still going to trust you because we know that your plan is greater, and we may not see it. We may not understand it. And honestly, we don't always like it. It's hard, but we're going to trust in you. So even if it's hard, we will glorify you. We can't just glorify you when things are good. We're going to glorify you even when it's hard.
What if to even if?
Yes.
And so since all of this has happened, this you've found Jesus, you have found this joy and growth in your giving and generosity. How have you seen the Lord provide? How have you seen the Lord show up for you guys?
It's funny because at the time, I guess I was struggling with, because I was like, there's no room in the budget to tithe, or there was no room to give. And once that shift happened, there hasn't been a moment where we felt like we were lacking, whether it's financially or spiritually, or it just in our marriage. It actually brought us closer together, because there was the contention that was there was gone now, from something that was so simple but so profound. It took us going through that to realize that we had to put our trust in the Lord, and that He was going to provide, even if it didn't seem like it was going to happen that way. So.
But we haven't had those struggles again.
Right.
And when we've had unexpected expenses and just things that kind of throw a curveball at us, we're like, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason this is happening. So we're going to wait and trust on God to show what the plan is.
So you've never lacked.
No.
Mm-mm.
He's always provided.
He's always provided. Right.
And that's the sort of God we have. He's a provider. He's a good father. He wants to take care of us, and to see that shift where you had to feel like you had to control it all, to be able to trust the Lord.
Right.
And that's made all the difference for you guys.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
He is
So
faithful
all the time.
all the
And
time.
All the time.
what another learning. You said something subtle, but I want to bring it out as we close. It's about the giving wasn't about the budget. It was a faith decision. And I also am hearing that that giving doesn't start necessarily with abundance.
Right.
It starts with faith.
Right.
Mhm.
It's not that, oh, we had all this extra. It's like, no, we're making a faith decision to give our first 10%,
Right.
our first fruits
Right.
to the Lord.
Yeah. So it's something that we've learned through FPU, and it's funny, but it's reality. It says if you get to the end of your budget, there's not enough for giving. Your budget's upside down, right? And so the giving should always come right off the top. So we learn it's an instruction from God, just like God instructs us not to cheat, lie, steal, and commit sin.
Yeah.
So once you realize that it's an instruction from our Heavenly Father, and it's not a love offering, it's not 10% is His. It's all everything that we have comes from God. So once we realize, at least once I realized that was shifted for me and for us, that we realize that we just have to trust. It's all yours, God. So we're going to trust you with it, and you're trusting us with it. So
He's the owner. We're the stewards.
Right.
Yes.
And life is actually more free
Right.
when you live in that reality.
Yes.
absolutely.
And thank you so much for being great stewards.
Thank you.
And thanks for your commitment to being generous. It helps fuel the vision and the mission here of reaching people with the good news of Jesus. So on behalf of the church, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.